All right, welcome, beautiful family. This is Luminous Mysteries. My name's Tom. My hair's getting long. Uh, that old Nazarene vow thing. It's starting to look like a hippie around here, but it's good. So I just want to share. I'm going to share a couple dreams I had last night with you guys because there's a really great message within them. And to preface that, I'll start with some of my personal stuff. Because it ties everything together. So dealing with um, my marriage separation and eventual divorce. And last weekend, I was feeling very disconnected with Jesus and Mary, especially, and lonely. And prayed on it. And this yesterday and today, I came back. Yesterday, I went up to Fairbanks for work, and I came back, which gave me 7-ish hours of drive time, which was filled with a lot of prayer, which is really, it was a blessing. Gorgeous weather. It was really cold, but really beautiful weather. And a lot of times, I wouldn't say, I'd probably say 50% of the time, when the Holy Spirit speaks to me, um, it's through synchronistic events. Um, so on the drive up, Spirit, I was looking for something to keep me engaged and awake on the drive. A lot of times I listen to podcasts and that kind of thing. Spirit had me open up YouTube. And first video was a talk by Father Jim Blount um, about speaking to the Holy Spirit, or the Holy Spirit speaking to you. And it's a video I had watched before. I could tell because it had the red line across it. But I clicked on it anyway. I said, okay, apparently I need to rehear this message. Um, and the previous day, Spirit had me listen to another one of Father Blount's talks on, because I said, Jesus, it just feels like I'm so far away, I'm disconnected, um, I need help. And the gist of Father Blount's talk was that um, it's not God who separates himself from us, but it's us who separates ourselves from God, and that you are worthy to not only be connected to God, but to also hear God. This is part of the second talk from yesterday. Sorry, I'm kind of all back and forth, but it'll tie together eventually. Just hang with me. So the first day, it's don't worry. It's you that's disconnected from me, and not me disconnected from you. This is God talking to me. So I said, okay. And then the second day I said, you are worthy to hear me. It's okay, you are worthy. And a lot of times when, I'll put it like this. There's a saying that says, if you're not meeting the devil on the road, you're probably going in the wrong direction. It doesn't sound right, but what is Satan, what does the devil want to keep you from? He wants to keep you from the gates of heaven, right? So if you are not meeting the devil on the road, if you're not running into these issues of doubt and things like that, perhaps you're going away from heaven instead of towards heaven. In the meaning that if you're not headed towards heaven but to hell, Satan's going to help you. Satan's going to usher you along. It's going to be an easy ride, right? But if you are headed towards heaven, He's going to fight you every step of the way to try to trick you. Remember, he's the master of lies, to try to trick you into turning around. And I understood and I could sense my disconnection with the Lord. And that's when I asked for help. And that's when the Lord, through his Holy Spirit, guided me to hear the messages that I needed to hear. That is, that it's me choosing to believe that I'm disconnected from God, when that was never the case. So I said, okay, well, there's one way to reconnect, and that's through a lot of prayer. So there's a lot of rosaries, a lot of love, and a lot of just pouring forth what was in my heart, what I was feeling towards God. Alone in the truck on a nice drive. So yesterday morning, back up just a minute. Yesterday evening, I get to my hotel room. It's 40 below in Fairbanks. The hotel room's a little chilly. Not uncomfortable chilly, but a little chilly. And I went to bed, and I have a fairly sore back most of the time. So I sleep like a pregnant lady with 5 pillows. So I'm usually quite warm with all the pillows, right? And the room was cool enough where I could still feel it cool through the blankets and through everything. It wasn't uncomfortable cool, but it was cool. And I woke up, slept fairly hard, woke up at 3 a.m. And as some people would describe it, the spirit was all over me, right? And I could tell when that happens is when I'm hot. And I was hot, but also the room was warm. So I got up, went to the bathroom, laid back down, tossed and turned for about an hour. Said some prayers to calm down, and finally fell asleep. And Spirit gave me 2 dreams. So I'll read what I wrote down, because I wrote them down right after I woke up. And then I'll get into the symbolism, because that's where I'm driving towards, is symbolism and how the Spirit speaks, at least to me. And I know I'm not the only one, but especially in the dreams, it's the symbols in the dreams that carry the message that the Lord wants you to hear. So I dreamt about cleaning my house. But First, I was at my Uncle Tom's house. So it's not my own house. And I was staying the weekend over there, and there were a bunch of other family members staying there as well. And I needed to go pee. But the one bathroom was occupied. This is the one that, in that house, if it got flushed a lot of times during the day, it would back up and then overflow, and it'd just be nothing but problems. So I didn't want to wait for that bathroom. Then I remember there was one in the back of one of the bedrooms that was remodeled, freshly remodeled. So I head towards that bedroom, and there was an older lady presence there. It was either Namaw, or it was it was just an older, or my Aunt Neen, right? Is an older, authoritative type female presence, right? That occupied that room. And I walked by that room down a really tight hallway. It felt like I was brushing my shoulders, and I'm not a big guy, but it felt like I was like kind of shimmying my way down this hallway because I was brushing my shoulders, right? And I got to the back wall of the house, and then I turn right, and that's where the bathroom was. And I get halfway towards this is a narrow bathroom as well. It's not as narrow as the hallway, but it was narrow. And it was the toilet was in the back, And then on the other opposite wall, there's a sink. Now I get about halfway over there, and I turn around and I go, oh, I need to shut the door because I'm going to be using the bathroom. So I turn around to shut the door, and then it was a pocket door. And the pocket door was slid into the outside of the house. And I was like, oh, wow, this must be a special door to be able to do some magic, weirdness within the wall to slide it out. So I slid the pocket door and shut it. And I turned back around to go to the toilet. And as I get to the toilet, I look down and I'm wearing a black shirt, like a t-shirt. And I notice I'm carrying something inside it, and it's one of those old plungers, the black one that comes around and that kind of necks back down to a tight circle, right? And this is under my shirt, and it's used, right? And it's kind of dripping its nasty stuff in my shirt, and I'm like, oh, this is disgusting, right? Oh, what am I doing? So I pull it out of my shirt, and I look at the toilet, and as I'm getting to the toilet, my feet are getting wet, and there's a rug around the bottom of the toilet. It's a fluffy, like shag kind of rug, and the toilet's overflowing with pee water, and it's getting in my socks, and I'm just, it's just, no one wants to step in pee water, right? Especially in your socks. And I'm going, oh, this is gross. And I thought, oh, this is the toilet that overflows when it's used too much. And then I think, oh, I need to go tell someone. I turn around to walk back to the hallway, and as I turn around, I notice there's a door next to the sink. A door that I didn't notice. And it's open, and I can kind of see into the bedroom. And it was either my brother and sister-in-law or someone was staying in that room, but they're not there anymore. As the bed was kind of ruffled up, it wasn't made nicely, but it wasn't like just, you could tell it was, it was a bed that was used. And it had access to the bedroom, like a master suite, right? And the TV was on in there, apparently. I don't remember that now, but I wrote it down when I woke up. So I walked out that door. I walked out the door I came in, and then I moved into the next dream. So dream number 2. I'm in my own house, but it's not my house. It's my Aunt Kathy's house. And in her house, she has a sunken living room by one step. So you step down into the living room area. And it had blue carpet. And in the corner where she usually kept her TV was my computer, and then 90 degrees to that on another wall was another computer. And there's a trash can near my computer. And then behind where I'm standing, so behind the computer, is the couch that was normally there. And I'm cleaning up trash and old food wrappers and such. And I take out some trash, and I'm wondering, and I'm throwing away my soon-to-be ex-wife's bullcrap shoes that she had left behind. So it was a lot of like women's kind of shoes, but there was also like sneakers and boots and whatever, but it was a lot of more like heels and that kind of thing, right? And I noticed a lot of them weren't pairs. There was just like one of each, like only 1 foot. Like the other one had gotten lost or already thrown away or something. And I come back to the living room, and someone was at the other computer desk, but I don't remember who. It was just a presence. And I look, and there's more trash, even more than before. It was just all over and I grab the trash can, and I'm filling it up with this trash that I thought I had, cleaned all up already. And it just keeps, and I keep just throwing it in the can, and it's just a mess everywhere. And it seemed like it was stuff that my mom had given me to throw away a long time ago, and it just keeps popping back up for some reason. And some of the food trash was like coffee grounds and like other food waste, and it had broken open, and there was like coffee grounds getting all over me, and it was just a pure mess, right? I was getting kind of frustrated with it, and I'm thinking, why isn't anybody in this house helping me clean this up? This is I'm the only one helping. I'm the only one cleaning. There's other people obviously in the house because I was feeling this way, right? Um, then a pile, and there was a pile of clothes apparently. I threw away a jacket that looked like my green Carhartt, and I dig it back out, thinking, why am I throwing this away? And it was more like just a old crappy hoodie, right? And I'm making progress, but the house still needs work and cleaning. And that's when I woke up. And I go take a shower, and I'm thinking, as I'm doing my morning routine, thinking, reflecting on all this. And so this is where the symbolism comes in. So the place where I'm staying, this is the first dream, is my body in this life. This is our temporary home. And my house in the second dream is my soul. So we got my body I'm working on and my soul I'm working on, right? The plunger is my ability to take care of the backed up waste in my life as it is overflowing. It is just pea water and it should be easy to take care of, but there is something deep down that is blocking it all up. That is what I need to clear. It is a bathroom in the way back of the house, which points again to things that are deep, that I need to look deep inside my house to take care of and to get rid of the waste that I feel I need to get rid of. And that's the pee that I feel like I have to urinate is that feeling that I know inside me that I have things that I need to take care of, that I need to get rid of. And the plunger is my ability to take care of that. But in the dream, I don't use my ability. I turn to look for help. And the master suite off of that bathroom points to the reward when I'm done doing the work. That is, I get to be master of that house. When I take care of these things, then I will have mastered it. And that I'll be close by to expel any waste, any new waste as it comes up. That since I'm master of the house, the bathroom's right there. I can just, if it comes up, poof, it's gone, right? Like we normally use the bathroom. So in the second dream, my house, my soul work, is also messy and full of trash. I am actively working on it, as in that's what I'm here to do. This is part of our process to become saints, is to do that inner work. So I'm actively picking up this trash, but it just seems to keep coming back, right? And I'm getting close to getting it cleaned up, and then poof, it seems like more comes back. This is our stumbling back into the same sins, right? Until we get rid of that part of our character, ourselves, our being that causes us to sin. And the presence that was at the computer with me is Jesus. And he is there to help me, but I have to ask him first. He will not help me until I ask. That's part of the free will, right? And I'm getting frustrated because I haven't asked. But once I ask, he'll take out the trash. I can pick it up, but he'll take it out and it won't come back. And that's the message that the Holy Spirit really wanted to convey to me is you're doing the work, you keep doing the work, you're getting frustrated because it keeps coming back, but Jesus will help you. Jesus will take that out and it won't come back. And then there's some symbolism within that trash, right? The shoes, the fact that there's only one means that I've already lost one of them. So that missing pair, that other one of the pair, are their shoes. So they go on your feet. So they're on the things that you've used to walk this earth, to navigate this material world. And you've already used up one of them, or you've already lost one of them, or you've already gotten one rid of, but you still have that lingering little bit, that lingering other half. And it's of no use to me. I don't want it anymore. I need to get rid of it. And these are like the venial sins, right? The little things that can help sometimes, but I don't need them anymore, right? I got a new pair of shoes. I got something new. I'm wearing something new. I don't need these old ones. I'm going to get rid of it. I've moved on. And then the food waste is the things that I have used for pleasure in the past that have brought me sustenance and have been, I've used them to grow, that kind of thing, that I do not need anymore. And it feels like I go, them breaking open and getting on me is sometimes when you go back to something that you used to enjoy, but it no longer really brings you joy. Like it's okay, but not like before, right? For me, it was for a long time. Video games helped me. I can see my cat in the background. That's Princess Lilybottom the Third, by the way. So they're the things that, might have helped me in the past, brought me pleasure in the past, and they're okay, but I don't really need them anymore. I don't really want them, so I need to get rid of them, right? And then the last thing that I've left till last, and you remember the authoritative older female presence in the temporary home, right? In my uncle's house. That's the Mother Mary. Mother Mary's there to help me. I could have said, "Hey Mary, I got the tool. I need some help." And in my soul, I can say, "Jesus, I've bagged up the trash. Can you please take it out so it doesn't come back anymore?" And those are the two messages. Jesus will help you on your inner soul work to get your whole being cleaned up, to make you into that immaculate tabernacle, to hold him and fill your house with love. And Mary's here when we are in this temporary home, and she's here to help us too. And she's right nearby. She's just in the other room, right? So those are two of most wonderful messages I got this morning. And then on the drive home, I'm praying, I'm listening, I'm singing, and all throughout the drive, birds are flying in front of me and then turning around. They're not flying across. There's just flocks of little birds. They'll be flying in front of me and then turn around. And then several times I've seen crows, and this is 40 below weather, crows all fluffed up sitting on the ground. Birds don't typically just hang out on the ground all fluffed up like I'm just hanging out here. Birds don't feel safe on the ground. They're not going to just hang out on the ground. Most crows, if you see them on the ground, they're eating something, right? And then they're flying off to safety up in a tree. Several of these crows were fluffed up, sitting on the ground. One here, one there, one, as I'm driving. And then I got all these little birds, poof, come in, poof. And that was the Holy Spirit reminding me, like, hey, I'm with you on this drive. Hey, I've been with you the whole time. You might not see me, but there I am. There I am. There I am. You can't see me all over the place. But look, I do things all the time in your life. So we don't necessarily have to hear a voice in our head. The Spirit will give you, I promise you, you are worthy of receiving dreams from the Spirit if you ask. And if you ask with the confidence, you have to have confidence that it's already done. That's the key. You can't ask with a wavering faith. Jesus said your faith, has, even the tiniest faith of a mustard seed, is all you need. But you have to have that faith, that true knowing that if you ask for it, it will be done. Which also comes to careful what you ask for, because it will get done. I've asked Mary to say, Mary, please pray for me and intercede for me for my behalf. You have a heavenly perspective. You can truly see what I need. Please pray for me and ask Jesus for that to happen, and what I need to be able to grow and clean out my house and all that, to become more of a saint. And Mary makes it happen. And it won't be comfortable. I can guarantee you this. It will not be comfortable. Because it's through adversity that allows us the opportunity to grow. That's why we're here. That's why we come into the world with our free will. Think of this like kids at kindergarten is in a playground. We come to experience life, to live life, and to grow through our experiences, and to make those internal changes, those permanent internal real changes. So if you have dreams, please write them down, because that helps, and you can always go back to them and remember things that you have forgotten. And look at the symbolism in them, especially if you ask before you go to bed about something specific. And don't be surprised if it doesn't happen right away. It can happen a few days later, and a lot of times it happens after I forget I've asked. All of a sudden, there you go. I'll go, oh wow, oh yeah, I do remember asking that. That was like weeks ago, right? So symbolism, right? I had to go to the bathroom. There's something I need to get rid of within inside me, right? But the ability to expel that waste is backing up. There's something holding me back. And that goes to Sunday night. I was watching the new episodes of The Chosen. And it's just, those are, if you haven't seen The Chosen, please do. It's incredible. But it was talking about one of Jesus' teachings, that if someone has something against you, before you get to the judge, go to that person and be reconciled with him. If he's asking for your cloak, give him your tunic as well. This means that if you have conflict in your life with a person, before you give your gift at the altar, go to that person. Before you come to Christ to worship him, go to that person who you have conflict with. Resolve it. Ask for forgiveness in love. And The Chosen gives the example of Matthew coming back to his father who disowned him because he was a tax collector. And Matthew saying, I'm sorry, Dad, I chose to be a tax collector because of this, this, and this, and it brought harm upon you, you lost your business, etc. And it was a beautiful reunion between a son and his parents. But it goes back to, there's a person in my life whom I have conflict with, whom I need to resolve. And in that resolution, I'll get rid of all these things within me that I need to get rid of so I can grow. And it seems like, oh my gosh, Tom, you're doing this for selfish reasons. I mean, you want to grow closer to Jesus. Yes, I do. But I also want to resolve that conflict. Because in the resolution of that conflict, it'll benefit both parties and it'll benefit everybody else that deals with us. And that's how it's much easier to resolve your conflict with a person now than it is after you die. Because then it's left to the judge, right? It's left to Jesus. And that love might be tough love, and you might be spending some extra time when it could have been way easier now. Anyway, this is my last few days. I'm probably going to do some more of these kind of videos of how the Spirit works within my life in an effort to help everyone, right? Maybe you can get something out of what's happening with me that will help you. I'm not saying this is the way, that I'm not the only, but we can walk together as a community up the mountain of Zion to meet the Lord on his holy mountain, purified in this lifetime as saints. So, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this, please let me know. And I love you all. Have a wonderful night.